This is the Sabbath School lesson for the fourth quarter, 2020.
Lesson 3 for October 10 to 16, ready for teaching on Sabbath, October 17, The Law as Teacher. Sunday, October 11, To Love and to Fear God. The book of Deuteronomy contains Moses' last words to Israel before a new generation will finally enter the Promised Land. But before they do, he has some very clear words and instructions for them. Question, read Deuteronomy 31, verses 9 to 13. What does it mean to fear the Lord? Deuteronomy chapter 31, beginning at verse 9. So Moses wrote down this law and gave it to the Levitical priests, who carried the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and to all the elders of Israel. Then Moses commanded them, at the end of every 7 years, in the year for cancelling debts, during the festival of tabernacles, when all Israel comes to appear before the Lord your God at the place he will choose, you shall read this law before them in their hearing. Assemble the people, men, women, and children, and the foreigners residing in your towns, so that they can listen and learn to fear the Lord your God and follow carefully all the words of this law. Their children, who do not know this law, must hear it and learn to fear the Lord your God as long as you live in the land you are crossing the Jordan to possess. God was intentional about the ways that he imparted his law to Israel. He made every provision so that his laws would not be forgotten. In this way, God is a long-suffering educator. He teaches and repeats and sends prophets and uses his servants to impart his message. And he did it again and again. Indeed, isn't so much of the writing of the Old Testament nothing but God seeking to teach his people to follow the way of life? Notice in these verses how Moses stresses the importance of future generations learning the law. Moses describes it as a two-step process. First, the children will hear the law, and then they will, as it says in verse 13, learn to fear the Lord your God. First they hear, and then they learn to fear God. That is, learning the law presupposes that fear will not be a natural outcome of knowing the law. The process of fearing God must be learned. Moses implies that knowledge and fear are a process, not an immediate cause and effect relationship. Also, what does fear God mean, when the people also are told that you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength, Deuteronomy 6 verse 5. Perhaps we can compare it to the way a child loves and fears a good father, a father who reveals his love and care by showing that he says what he means and he means what he says. With such a father, if you do wrong, you will indeed suffer the consequences of that wrongdoing. Yes, we can and must love and fear God at the same time. They are not contradictory ideas. The more we learn about God, the more we come to love him because of his goodness. And yet, at the same time, the more we come to know about God, the more we can fear him too, because we can see just how holy and righteous he is, and how sinful and unrighteous we are in contrast, and how it is only by grace, undeserved merit, that we are not destroyed. So, to finish today, how do you understand what it means to love and to fear God at the same time?
Hi there. Thanks for watching this video on the Advent-band Ministries YouTube channel. Please subscribe and click the bell icon to be alerted whenever we upload new videos. So, until we meet him in the clouds, may God continue to bless you.
This lesson was read by Dr. Percy Harrold for Christian Services for the Blind and Hearing Impaired, Christian Record Services for the Blind, the Sabbath School Department, and Hope Channel. You can also listen on the official Sabbath School 4 app and the Apple iTunes app, Sabbath School with Percy Harrold. Remember, God is always faithful.